Welcome back to this special edition of Hannity. You know, the party of tolerance has once again shown nothing but hate, this time attacking new 2024 presidential candidate Nikki Haley. Take a watch.
You're not a new generation. You're 51. What are you talking about?
Compared to D.C., that's a new generation.
Well, but it's not a new generation. She may be younger than most of those people, but her rhetoric is the same. She's saying the same BS. And
so I see her and I feel sad, Mehdi, because she uses her brown skin as a weapon against poor black folks and poor brown folks, and she uses her brown skin to launder white supremacist talking points.
Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
She uses her brown skin as a weapon. That's what they say openly, while mocking her age on The View. Don Lemon, by the way, faced widespread backlash for those disgusting comments as he was seen frolicking on the beach in Miami. He probably planted that photographer. Look at that photo on the left. You think that was accidental? Hey, just get up a little higher. Make me look good on the beach as I jog. And according to one network insider at CNN, Don Lemon's return to the show depends on, quote, where his head is at, which is what we all ask when we watch him. By the way, he was not on the show this morning. Joining us now with her reaction, 2024 presidential candidate, former governor and UN ambassador, Nikki Haley. Ambassador, thank you so much for being here. Just your response to the way in which the media has come after you.
You know, I'm not surprised, Pete. I mean, I have dealt with this all my life. They can't stand a conservative minority female not being a Democrat. And so they will continue to throw everything. When I first won the governorship in South Carolina, it was liberal minority Democrats that said she's not a minority, she's just a conservative with a tan. I mean, this is going to continue to happen, but it infuriates them because they know we win independents. They know we win suburban women. They know that we win minorities because our solutions lift up everyone, not just a select few. But more importantly, look at how hypocritical this is. If a Republican had said this about Kamala Harris, if a Republican had said this about any Democrat, they'd be asking for people to be fired. You're not hearing any of that. I mean, first day it was Whoopi Goldberg. The second day it's Don Lemon. You know, today The View picks it back up again, and they're trying to glorify Dianne Feinstein and Maxine Waters when I say we should have mental competency tests for people over the age of 75. We've easily struck a nerve, but I'll wear it as a badge of honor.
Did you anticipate this generational thing? I mean, 51, I'd like to think is very young, especially when you look at Washington, D.C. I'll be 51 before I blink. This is you are well in the middle of a political career. You've done so many things already, so much ahead, and you've got a Democrat Party that has been lauding Nancy Pelosi for decades, who's just a tad bit older, you're senior than you. Did you think age would be the issue that they would latch on? We knew race. They're so silly about that. But age?
It's all they had. I mean, they were just looking for something. I mean, I am 30 years younger than Joe Biden. They seriously have looked at, if you look at polls, Democrats don't even want him. You can't say I'm old when you've got a president that's 31, 32 years older than me. I mean, that's ridiculous. But at the end of the day, we're going to talk about things that matter. I am at Royal Flooring here in Urbandale, Iowa, and what they care about is they want accountability in D.C. They do want a Washington outsider. They want term limits. They want mental competency tests for elected officials. They want government to remember they work for the people, not the other way around. And so the libs can get upset all they want. I saw Bernie Sanders lost his mind over it. But when they get defensive about it, who do they think they are that the people in America don't deserve to see what the mental competency of these elected officials are? Why are they so upset that we're asking for term limits? Why are they so upset that we want them to balance a budget? I think it just goes to show Washington needs to be cleaned up a lot more than we thought.
Well, it sure does. And, what's more important, the ideas you hold or your age? Because there was some criticism in conservative circles, this, that an allusion to a generational change is an allusion to the current frontrunner, Donald Trump. So is this really about ideas or is it about age? What's most important to you?
Look, I think it's about transparency. Americans need to know that their elected officials are capable of making the really tough decisions. These are decisions on national security. These are decisions on what happens with our debt. These are decisions on their children's education. Americans deserve to know these things, and we need to have transparency. And so this isn't saying that you can't do your job. This is saying that you need to be transparent enough that you tell the American people whether you're at the top of your game. And I don't see anything wrong with that. This isn't about one person. This isn't about presidential candidates. I want this for Congress. I want this for all members of Congress to be able to do that. Look at D.C. right now. Look at how old it is. Are you comfortable that they can deal with a Chinese spy balloon? Are you comfortable that they can deal if North Korea is testing ballistic missiles? Are you comfortable if Iran's trying to get the bomb? No, we need to know that we've got people in Washington who are capable of making these decisions, and more importantly, that they remember who it is that they work for. And they've lost that. And everybody that's getting defensive about this says more about them than it does about the fact that we're trying to change this.
And that they remember, what day of the week it is. It's a very important thing if you're in a leadership role. Real quick, big story, lead story, Joe Biden in Ukraine, hasn't been to East Palestine. How would you approach this issue at this moment?
It's very telling that here you have one of the worst crises that we have is on our border, and Joe Biden won't come. Now you've got these poor Americans sitting in Ohio. The first thing, I did this as governor. We had hurricanes, we had floods, we had a church shooting, we had a school shooting. The first thing you do is go be with your people. The very first thing, and you take your agencies with you. Joe Biden should have shown up. Kamala Harris should have shown up, and all of their agency heads should have shown up. We had a train derailment in South Carolina. Let me tell you something. Those chemicals, they go into the ground, they go into the water, they are in the air. You have to tell all of the people of the affected area what you know, what you believe is going to happen, and how you can earn their trust in being back there. This is about parents raising their kids there. This is about people being comfortable breathing the air. It's unacceptable that a president would not go for something like this when it's that serious. This is a crisis, and he always runs from a crisis.
Once again, it comes back to transparency. Well, Ambassador Nikki Haley, thank you so much for your time tonight. We appreciate it.